Welcome back to our 7th episode of RBW Family Narrative. In the last episode, we spoke to you about how to guard our marriages from becoming into an affair and how to make it affair proof. Today, we want to continue the same topic and we want to talk to you about how a marriage can get into an emotional affair, or how one of the spouse in the relationship can get into an emotional affair. When friendships goes too far, first thing, that is the start of an emotional affair, and it begins innocently. You talk about the events of the day, your interests, share funny stories, and pretty soon you're discussing the passions of your heart and confiding in each other about the problems in your marriage. What begins as an innocent friendship with someone of the opposite sex has quickly become an emotional affair. And if you're not careful, it could mushroom into a full-blown physical affair.
Let us see some of the cautions for men and women. For men, it can be especially easy for you to begin capturing another woman's heart without even realizing it. You may think you are just having an enjoyable conversation with a coworker, but it may be the only attention that woman has had all week. Before you know it, your conversations move from friendly chatter to intimate subjects. Think of this way. If this woman invited you into her house and the two of you were alone, would the topics and conversation stay the same as they do in public or with other people?
For a woman, you need to know that for you as well as women, as men, adultery begins in the heart. So be careful that you are not lured away from your marriage by a man's tenderness, openness, warmth, personality and attentiveness. And when you sense that someone else is captivating your heart, when this attraction results in increased disappointment or frustration towards your spouse, or when you begin to dwell on or act out your fascination, it's time to confront the threat. So some practical tips to guard our hearts in our friendships. First thing is, dismiss and replace tempting thoughts. Second is, don't gouge too long into the windows of the soul. The third is, don't go out of your way to see or meet someone. The next is, be careful with physical touch. Keep conversation general. When all else fails, run for your moral life.
Let us see some of the slippery steps to an affair. Especially we want to discuss 4 slippery steps to an affair. First one is an unguarded mind. Any impure thought, sexual thought about the opposite sex begins with an unguarded mind. That means this is the place, otherwise the stage, what if? Nothing will happen. What if? I am just thinking, that's all. From unguarded mind, this thought will go to an unguarded heart. That means from mind to heart. Heart is the seat of our emotions. When this thought reaches to the heart, it will touch the emotions. Immediately the emotions will become rude, cruel. That means somehow I will catch that lady, rather man. Somehow I will win that lady. Man, otherwise, be careful, guard your heart. So, from mind to heart, and then the next journey is from heart to mouth. That means this thought will get emotions in the heart, and from the heart, this thought will get the words. And after that, an unguarded body, that's where the physical adultery will start. That means this emotional adultery, it will turn to physical adultery. That's why guard your mind.
Lastly, I want to share with you 5 keys to guard our marriage against affairs. The first key is communicate. As spouses, when you feel that you are being tempted by an opposite sex, it is wise to communicate that temptation with your spouse than to hide it. The second step is forgive past grievances. If we have grievances against each other, we need to forgive it, because when we don't forgive, our love is not to the extent that needs to be towards each other. And when the heart is not full of love for each other, it is easy for the evil one throw seeds of temptation. And the third key is serve each other daily. Acts of service, as we spoke in our second episode, are one of the love languages. So when we serve each other, we are filling our emotional tanks, and that keeps our love healthy. And the fourth is celebrate who you are individually and who you are together. Don't compare yourself with someone else. When we start comparing ourselves with someone else, dissatisfaction sets in, and when we are dissatisfied with ourselves or with our marriage, we are tempted to look other way and to the other side. And the last is guard your marriage. Your wedding day is the beginning. The relationship starts there. You need to guard your marriage till death do both of you apart. So, my dear friends, please be careful of extramarital relationship and affairs in your marriage. Don't leave yourself unguarded. Keep your boundaries intact. Keep your relationship intact and keep it healthy, and enjoy your relationship.
So, till death do us apart, guard your marriage.
Thank you.
Thank you.